We've all been there. It's 2 a.m., you've been sitting at this desk for 4 hours, you've highlighted so much of your textbook that the pages are basically neon green at this point. You feel productive, you've put in the time, but then you close the book, lay your head on the pillow, and a terrifying thought hits you. If someone asked me a single question about what I just read, I wouldn't have a clue what to say. Most of us were never taught how to study. We were taught how to consume, and there is a massive, dangerous difference between the two. Today, I'm going to show you how to stop looking at your notes and start interrogating your brain. This is the interrogation method. It's not easy, it's not comfortable, but it's the only way to make sure that when you walk into that exam, you aren't just hoping for the best, you're ready for war. Before we get into the how, we have to talk about why what you're doing right now is failing you. It's a psychological trap called the illusion of competence. When you reread your notes or you look at a diagram you've seen 10 times before, your brain recognizes it. It feels familiar. And your brain, being the lazy, energy-saving organ that it is, whispers to you, "Hey, I know this. We're good. Move on." But recognition is not the same as recall. Recognition is seeing a face in a crowd and knowing you've seen them before. Recall is being able to remember their name, their phone number, and where they work when they aren't standing in front of you. Most students spend 90% of their time in recognition mode. They read, they highlight, they watch a video. It's passive, it's comfortable, and it's why your mind goes totally blank the second the exam paper is placed in front of you. The exam doesn't ask you to recognize the answer. It asks you to retrieve it from the dark corners of your memory. If you haven't practiced the retrieval part, you haven't studied. You've just been looking at paper for 4 hours. So how do we fix it? We switch to the interrogation method. Think of your brain not as a library where you store books, but as a witness that is hiding information from you. You have to force it to confess. Here is the 3-step protocol. Step 1, the tactical scan. Don't spend an hour on a chapter. Give yourself 15 minutes. Read a section with one goal. Understand the core concept. Don't worry about memorizing dates or tiny details yet. Just get the map of the idea in your head. Step 2, the total blackout. This is the part everyone hates. This is the part where you will want to quit. You have to close the book, put your notes in a drawer, turn off the screen. You need 0 safety nets. If the information is still visible, your brain will cheat. It will stay in recognition mode. You have to create a vacuum. Step 3, the interrogation, the brain dump. Take a completely blank sheet of paper, no lines, no prompts, and you start writing everything you just read. Okay, what was that chapter about? It was about mitochondria. What do? They create energy. How? Something about ATP. Wait, what was the process called? This is where the magic and the pain happens. You're going to hit a wall. You're going to realize there are massive holes in your knowledge. You're going to feel stupid. Good. That stupid feeling? That's actually the feeling of your brain building a neural pathway. In the military, we say, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. In studying, the more you struggle to remember now, the easier it will be to remember during the test. Scientists call this desirable difficulty. If studying feels easy, you are doing it wrong. Think about it like the gym. If you go to the gym and pick up weights that feel light and comfortable, your muscles have no reason to grow. They only grow when you push them to the point of failure. Your memory works the exact same way. The act of struggling to remember something actually signals to your brain that this information is high priority. When you reread, your brain thinks the information is disposable. Why bother storing it long-term when it's right there on the page? But when you close the book and force yourself to recall it, your brain goes, "Oh no, he needs this info and it's not here. I better lock this into the hard drive fast." I used this method myself when I was moving through the ranks in the military. I had to learn complex strategy, legal codes, and tactical protocols. I didn't have time to read things 10 times. I had to read it once, close the manual, and explain it to an empty room as if I were teaching a squad. If I couldn't explain it, I didn't know it. Simple as that. Once you've finished your interrogation, you move into the recon phase. Open the book back up, look at your blank sheet of paper. What did you miss? What did you get wrong? This is the only time you should use your highlighter. Highlight the parts you forgot, not the parts that looked cool. Now you have a surgical map of exactly what you don't know. Look, I know this sounds like a lot of work. It's much easier to just sit there with a yellow pen and feel like a scholar. But if you want results, real, sovereign-level results, you have to embrace the friction. Here's my challenge for you tonight. Don't try this for a whole subject. Just pick one topic, one chapter. Read it for 10 minutes, close the book, and try to teach it to your wall for 5 minutes. You'll be shocked at how much you don't know, and you'll be even more shocked at how much you never forget once you've interrogated it out of your own head. Line up your mind, build the discipline, and let's improve together. I'll see you in the next one.